Hello, Happy New Year to everybody. Obviously, I am not in the Los Angeles area today. I think most of you had found out that I am traveling to Manila. So dito po ay magandang tanghali na po. It is 1 p.m. on a Saturday, New Year's Day. Unang araw po ng Enero. So magandang Happy New Year to everybody, especially right now in different parts of the world. I think as of this minute, it is Happy New Year to everybody, because I know some people in New York right now is exactly 12 midnight there. So maraming salamat po. And for those people, I know it's gonna be tough to tune in. So we're doing live because a lot of people are asking, and a lot of people, marami pong mga fake news about traveling to the Philippines. So medyo i-clear natin ng konti and we'll show you some videos. At least it's first-hand information po ang makikita nyo, because that's what happened to me. And these are good news. Hindi po to fake news, but they're good news. I have to right away make a little excuse po. Excuse the internet connection, because right now I'm quarantined in a hotel, and I'll show you some footage later. And the internet connection, sometimes being in the Philippines, hindi po siya masyadong stable. So bear with us on the connectivity. So live na live po tayo ngayon sa PHLV Radio Facebook. Live na live din po tayo sa PHLV Radio YouTube channel. So if you are not a subscriber yet of PHLV Radio YouTube, please share, like, and of course subscribe, so you won't miss any of the shows, including this show and other shows of PHLV Radio. Live na live din po tayo sa Amazon Fire TV. Just go into PHLV channel, TV channel. Also, live na live din po tayo. If you have Alexa, just say play PHLV Radio. Those people naman po who just want to listen in, we are available in different podcasts, different editions of our podcast, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and also Spotify. And those people who would missed it, and I kind of feel that I know a lot of people might missed it because of its New Year's Day in different parts of the country, as well as exactly New Year's celebration. The replay po can always be seen on our YouTube channel of PHLV Radio, and also you can be seen also going to our website, which is www.phlb.com. That being said, talaga po ang wish namin on behalf of PHLV Radio is a very prosperous as well as a phenomenal 2022. I know 2021 has been very challenging to all of us, including myself, not only in terms of financials, and there's also health, and the whole affair po talaga na apektuhan nitong pandemya. And as I was talking to a good friend over the phone earlier, in March, that will be 2 years na in counting. And by God's grace, I know 2022 will be a much bigger and stronger year for everybody. So that being said, eto na po. So I traveled the other day. I just arrived in Manila yesterday at 6. Well, it was supposed to be at 4:30 in the morning on a Friday, and which is the 31st of December. I left on the 29th in Los Angeles through or via Philippine Airlines Flight 103. The scheduled flight was supposed to arrive at 4:30 a.m. But because of technicality, because of us, most of the people who have experience with Philippine Airlines, it turned around plane po ang ginagamit. So meaning they waited for the plane from Manila to arrive, and then the same plane will turn around and bring the people from Los Angeles to Manila. So because of that, and people who were or who are living in LA Wednesday was really a bad weather day. It was raining cats and dogs, so medyo delayed po talaga. The visibility was really tough, especially the season. Okay. That being said, so eto po, ngayon ang advice ko po, especially for people who would be traveling, it is important, and especially if it's Philippine Airlines, you really need to arrive so early in the airport. Alam ko po, I'm even guilty of that sometimes. Sometimes I arrive for an international flight mga 2 hours prior to departure. I would advise, especially nowadays, is to make sure that you are at the airport, regardless of where it is. Make sure that you are there 4 hours earlier, because marami pong mga checks na ginagawa sila because of the protocol, healthcare protocol. LAX was a swift, wala pong problema. Ang naging problema lang po talaga, which is really a concern, is most of the people who have traveled or will be traveling via Philippine Airlines, I suggest po to really check in early. The check-in was really a little time consuming. Not that it was their fault. It is simply because marami pong chine-check yung protocol po, because it's a requirement by the Philippine government to make sure na wala pong makapasok na virus dito sa Pilipinas. Pero so kung Philippine Airlines po kayo, there's a couple of things you need to do to make your travel easy. And the first thing you need to do po is you check if you are with any airlines, including Philippine Airlines, i-check nyo po sa inyong airlines, because there's some protocols that they require per airlines. What I'm going to be discussing today is yung airlines po na sinakyan ko, which is Philippine Airlines. In fairness to them, Philippine Airlines, and hindi po to endorsement, although Michelle is a good friend, but it was a first-hand information. When you lined up, before I went in to check in po, 3 days prior, firstly, you need to have a PCR test, because we are coming, or United States is considered a yellow country. So when you are coded as a yellow, meron po siyang ibang protocol compared sa mga green country. And I explain to that as we go on. So the first thing you need to do is you get a PCR test 72 hours prior to your flight. Okay, 72 hours po prior to your flight. So meaning, I went to Walgreens at may pagka-OC po ako. So not only did I have a test at Walgreens, the following day, nagpa-test pa rin po ako sa CVS, kasi po it's free naman. So it's not, it's really, you just need to put a little time, but at least it's free of charge. And you do your own swabbing in front of the nurse. And then you get your result within 24 to 48 hours. So luckily, as I have booster na po, so I have 3 vaccinations. So I'm kind of safe, but of course, the airlines wants to make sure that they want to make sure that you are really able at hindi ka carrier ng any kind of virus. So when it came to negative, yun na po. The other thing that is really highly suggested by me is yung tinatawag po nila One Health Pass. And we'll show you to that. If we could show the video, I did a little video of that. Ito po ay isang form na you could go online. Yeah, see, ayan po yung protocol ng Philippine Airlines. It also reached the different kind of procedures. So I'm making it lang easier for you. Now, it is very important na yung arrival date nyo po 3 days before your arrival date, not your departure date. Yung 3 days po prior to your arrival, it is important po ito, importante, magpa-register na po kayo sa One Health Pass. Okay? Yung One Health Pass po, it's a questionnaire that you have to answer na it will give you a QR code. Yung QR code po is very important kasi sa airport pa lang, check-in na po nila regardless of what airlines. Everything is in the internet naman po. All you have to do is click that. Ayan po, pinapakita namin ang One Health Pass. It is a QR code na generated specifically with your name on it and some information, basic information about you. Okay, now as you check in to any counter po, they would be asking for this code. Now, those people naman po na medyo kinabahan, di sila computer savvy, do not worry. At the LAX po, when you check in, nakapaskel naman po. It is already posted there. And you could do it there at the airport, at LAX or or any airport po na exit airport nyo, regardless po where you are at. But again, pinapaalala po yung One Health Pass. Importante, and I'll tell you why. Okay? So, check-in po nila when you check in is this One Health Pass. Make sure na meron po kayo yung PCR test nyo na negative 72 hours prior to departure. Tapos check-in rin po nila yung inyong hotel booking. Okay? So yung pong tatlong yon ang very, very important when you check in to any other airlines. Now, once that's done, kaya medyo you need to spend a little time on the check-in. Unlike in the past po, ang bilis mag-check-in. You give your ticket, you give your passport, yun na po. Ngayon po, they would ask, if you're using an American passport, they will either look for your birth certificate or your old or new Philippine passport. Kasi po, importante when you travel with a foreign passport, it is important na former Filipinos po kayo or dual. Okay? So, importante rin po, everything na sinasabi ko will fall into its proper place para po siyang puzzle. So, I'm giving you lang po yung mga things that would happen. So, yon, kung yung birth certificate po has to be NSO certified or verified, or kung wala po kayo noon, meron po kayong old Philippine passport or new Philippine passport, or hindi po lahat, or lang, or yung pong dual certificate nyo, dual citizenship, na nagpapatunay na you are, or kahit po US citizen na kayo, ay once upon a time po ay Pilipino kayo at na-acquire nyo po ulit. So yun po yung tatlong things na kailangan nila makita. Kasi po right now, if you have a foreign passport, to get into the country, you really need to have a visa. Pero po na iba po yun kasi ngayon, meron pong balikbayan privilege. Meaning, dati po kayong Filipino na naging naturalized states, tapos po, siyempre may former, mapapatunayan nyo na you were once a former Filipino, so yun po, you're allowed to travel. Okay, yung pa lang sa check-in pa lang po, check-in na yun. Okay, once that's done, then you get your boarding pass, tapos po, then proceed na po kayo. Ito po yung very medyo taxing. At I suggest kung Philippine Airlines po ang sasakyan nyo, the airlines po ngayon ay na-assign sa Terminal B. B as in boy. That po ay medyo may kahabaan. Meaning, you have to walk a long time. Okay, papashow ko po sa inyo na parang endless po. Ang gate po na na-assign sa Philippine Airlines during my flight was gate 207. So you take the gate, yung normal gate po, nakita nyo po yan, yung pinapakita namin, mahaba po yan, yung blue na meron naman pong parang yung walk na parang it's an automated walk. You can just stand there. Pero mahaba po yan. Eh, makikita nyo po. Yan. Tapos after that, sunod-sunod pa po ang escalator. Paakyat din po yan. 3 po yan. Mahaba po yan. So talagang you really need to give some time. Unlike in the past po, alam ko, even I am guilty of this. Tinatakbo natin yung especially pag main gate kasi nakakahabol. This time po, I am practically sure if you check in late at kulang po yung time nyo, mamimiss nyo po yung flight. And during my flight, 3 people po were telling us na na-late sila because of this. meaning dapat po magta-travel sila ng Tuesday, hindi po sila nakaabot sa gate. Kita mo si Manang na nasa harap ko, she was in a walker. Tapos ayan, just like me, nasa walk po kami. And tapos after that, there's an escalator. You have to go up 3 times po yan, sunod-sunod, hanggang umakyat po sa kataas-taasan. So it's like an ending escalator po yan. Okay? So for me, I time it po from the time I hit the first escalator, it took 20 minutes walk. Bata pa po ako. Pero imagine po, if you are kind of on the mature side, it will take you forever. Okay? The good side naman po niyan, meron pong mga cart, airport cart na available na pwede kayong hiyatin. But it's on schedule. Right now po kasi dahil pandemic, hindi po siya masyadong marami. So yan, nakikita nyo po sa screen, yan po, hindi pa po yan yung gate. Diretso pa rin po hanggang sa dulo po. Parang unending walk. I mean, it's a good exercise, but it will take younger people. Ito po yung sa Philippine Airlines. Sa ibang airlines po, nasa main terminal. Ito, so happened po, I think naging issue rin po ito sa Philippine Airlines, which yung people were told and we were asked na kung pwedeng i-petition simply because po na-assign ng Philippine Airlines sa Terminal B. So, after that, then you kind of walk. Then yun nga po, sadly, na-delay po yung flight ko. It was delayed for another an hour and a half. But it was so organized po. Then you go by letters from A to L. Ang difference po, unlike in other airlines, pag po nasa dulo kayo ng airplane, sila yung unang sasakay. This time po, yung experience ko, inuna po nila yung nasa front. So medyo natagalan po uli, especially if you were assigned. Of course, pag po business class, yun po yung una, tapos yung with children, tapos yung may mga handicap po, yun po ang unang pinapapasok, just like any other domestic airlines. But if you are on the economy or coach, medyo matagal po ng konti. Pero very organized po, and kudos to Philippine Airlines for doing a good job. Okay? Okay, then the flight naman po was not bad. The food was good as expected. Hindi po katulad dati na food galore. Ngayon po medyo limited. And unlike in the past po, hindi na required ang shield. Because last time I traveled to Manila, which was in January of 2021, you were required to wear shield. This time, it's just mask, yung face mask po, the whole duration of the flight. Except, of course, when you're eating and when you're drinking. So again, it was very seamless operation. The turbulence was very manageable, and it was a good landing. So we land po, because of the delay, we land on Philippine soil at 6:30 in the morning. Hindi pa po kayo, pag bumaba po yung plane when it landed, of course, majority of us were so excited. Talagang tayuan agad, they try to pick their luggages. No, it will be announced po by the flight attendants or the purser na standby lahat to sit down because the Coast Guard or the Department of Health officer will come and give suggestions and as well as instructions. So they will tell you yung things that you need to do, okay? And they will tell you if you're non-OFW, if you're OFW, meaning overseas Filipino workers, if you're foreign nationals, if you're a diplomat, may kanya-kanya pong instruction. Since I am a non-OFW or non-overseas Filipino worker, I was asked, or we were told to go to gate number 2. Ito po ang maganda. A lot of people po, ito yung doon pumapasok yung fake news. That's why I told si Johan, the owner of PHLV, I want to go live because I want to make sure na di-dispel po natin. Kasi unfair naman po, those people are trying to do their best to make it very seamless. Kasi po hindi talaga mahirap. To be honest, I was in and out of the airport right after I hit right after I exited the door of Philippine Airlines, nung nagland na po, it took me 15 minutes to get out of the airport. Nga hindi po totoo na 1 oras, 2 oras. That is wrong information po. And the only reason, now that I reviewed what happened in my case, at sa iba pong case na kasama ko, doon pare-pareho kaming in-out lang po kami ng airport, was the fact that we were ready. Meaning, lahat po nung ina-ask doon sa protocol, meron po kami o ako in that case. Una pong gagawin, once you say, in my case, gate po ng gate 2 for non-OFW, may mga tao na po, mga Coast Guard at saka mga Department of Health who will instruct you to go to a window, different windows po yan na may mga ano. And they will ask for the things na kinukwento ko sa inyo. Firstly po, importante, the first thing they will ask is yung One Health Pass na QR code. Papakita nyo po, i-scan nila yon, then it will have your information. The next pong itatanong nila sa inyo, yung PCR negative result po. Once that's done, next window na po kayo uli. That will naman po doon sa window ng Bureau of Quarantine na marami rin po, and they will ask for your hotel confirmation na designated at approved po ng board of quarantine. When you show it to them, they'll ask again for your One Health Pass. Yung po ang parang label na pag i-scan nila, they don't have to go again and ask for all this information. Okay? Then once that's done, tapos na po yung proseso. And the reason po na napakabilis nung nangyari sa akin is because I put all these papers in one plastic folder. And it made it very easy to grab it one by one. So ready na po yung lahat ng mga requirement po that they asked of me, I was ready. So I was 15 minutes out. Okay, tapos po ayan, papakita namin when you also were given, diretso na po kayo sa immigration. The immigration naman po was so easy also. Wala na po yung, especially if you've been traveling in the past. Before po kasi you go to a machine. This time, there's a live immigration officer who would be asking you 2 questions. One, they'll ask for your foreign passport, in my case po yung US passport. Then they'll ask if you have a dual citizenship certificate, an old passport, or a birth certificate. Any of those 3, ipapakita nyo lang po at go ready na po kayo. Tatatakan po yung foreign passport nyo, yung American passport nyo, whatever nationality you have, at tatatakan din po yung, kasi in my case po, kung may passport po kayo, or they will give you another stamp to make sure on that na natatakan po na naka-enter kayo. And those are the only things that they ask. Right after that, you proceed to the carousel po. Makikita nyo po, and I think this is one of those na hindi kayo nagkakagulo. And this, I am glad that we are very disciplined this time, unlike in the last time that I was back in Manila, na people were crossing across the yellow line kasi parang hinahag nila talaga yung carousel. This time we'll show you how the carousel looks like. It was it very, very LA, very American, very organized po talaga. It's coming out in a conveyor, and it was so easy, and everybody was taking our time to grab our luggages. And right after the carousel po, then now you automatically would proceed to your exit. Pag exit niyo po ng airport, especially if you have nothing to declare, kasi ina-announce naman po, just like when you travel abroad, if you have any bit product and any things that needs to be declared, then you go to that section. But people like myself na wala naman po anything to declare, dire-diretso na po kayo. Then, once you get out of the airport or NAIA, may sasalubong po sa inyo. It's a Coast Guard people who would be asking whether you want to take a taxi or a van. depende po sa dami ng gamit na nyo, you could either take the taxi or a van. Hindi po, again, I'm repeating, you cannot be picked up by any private vehicle. Hindi po allowed. Regardless of who you are obligated, instructed, mandated to take a designated na iya vehicle na authorized po nila. Ang maganda po doon, and the beauty of it is, remember how sometimes we are so afraid to take the taxi or a cab simply because once we are in, meron po silang mga hinanaing na contract, tapos bigla nag-iiba yung presyo. This time po, you just tell them what hotel you are booked and there is a designated across na fee kung magkano po yung ibabayad nyo in Philippine peso. So hindi po pwede yung driver biglang mag-iba ng contract while en route to your hotel, which was a good thing. Simply because kung ano po yung hotel nyo, yung po ang nakalagay sa paper na ibibigay po sa inyo mismo, 2 copies po yan, a pink and a white, na nakalagay doon, magkano lang yung ibibigay nyo doon sa driver for that trip. Now, people would be asking, do you need to give gratuities per trip? Nasa inyo po yon. It's not an obligation, but since it's the holiday season, and like in my case po, it was very seamless, it depends po sa inyo if you so desire to give a little token of your appreciation, then okay po yun. So once you are taken to your hotel, ito naman po yung protocol. Since ito po yung hotel naman po, it was so easy and seamless din po ang yung nangyayari sa akin. And it's important na checkin nyo po yung mga hotel po na designated ng Department of Health at ng Board of Quarantine. Reason po, at this is a first-hand information ko, meron po akong kaibigan na nagpabook sa hotel kasi gusto niyang makatipid. So, nagpabook po siya na hindi talaga pala registered or authorized or designated as a quarantine hotel, na prepaid na po yun. So nang pagdating niya ngayon sa airport, like what I told you earlier, it was rejected. And the only way that he can be out of the airport and allowed entry to the country is kailangan po niyang magpabook uli. So imagine yung expense po na nangyari dito sa aking kaibigan, na double pay po bali siya. Kasi prepaid na po yung original hotel na hindi po niya na-check na designate, na kung designated hotel siya, quarantine hotel. So hindi po tinanggap since hindi po siya authorized. So he needed to get another hotel within that list. So instead na nakatipid na pamahal. So that's one lesson po na importante. You go into that website. The airlines po, lahat ng airlines, whether Philippine Airlines or any other airlines, would have that information at hand. Okay. Now, eto naman po, ang kagandahan, and I'll show you a good discovery po. This was a gem. Okay, this is one of the things that is so very interesting. Kasi po, just to let you know, ang designated po o ang required po ngayon as of today would be 5 nights, 6 days for us, fully vaccinated na po. When I say fully vaccinated, two vaccinations or 2 dosage, yes, or tatlo po. In my case, 3 beses na po ako. I got my booster. But because of that, I'm coming from a yellow country which happens to be United States, and a requirement po kasi is for fully vaccinated, we are required to be at a designated hotel for quarantine for 6 days. So 5 nights, 6 days technically. Okay. Now, importante po yun. Yung booking nyo, it says that. Kasi po, a travel agent o kahit po kayo would be able to do that. Depende po sa budget at depende po where location na gusto nyo ma-house. Okay, ang maganda po dyan, importante po na alam nyo yung hotel na titira nyo kasi po you will be quarantined for that length of time. So ang sinasuggest ko po, make sure this is a hotel na you know you're gonna be staying for at least 6 days. Kasi po ang rule po, once you are checked into that quarantine designated hotel, on the 5th day pa po, sa ikalimang araw kayo isuswab. So the Department of Health people would come and swab po through your nose at saka sa throat po to make sure, and then it takes 24 hours for the result. So kinuha po yung swab test ng A5 or your 5th day, sa 6th day pa po lalabas. Okay? Teka lang po, there's a lot of people already asking some questions. Okay, hi Lawrence. Lawrence Cardon, hello. He's watching. Larry Hazel Long Talk is watching from Houston, California. Oh, Conjen Adel Cruz, the former Conjuror General of Los Angeles. Adelio Cruz is watching. Hello, Conjen. Sandy Sarmiento is watching as well from Carson, California. McCoy Entradicho, hello, is watching from Liliw, Laguna. And then Enrico Abellana. Hello, Enrico. How are you? And then Catherine Cruz, the wife of the former Consul General, is watching also. Happy, sabi niya, Happy New Year, Kuya Josh. So yun po, kailangan importante po na fully alam niyo talaga na walang ligtas. Importante po ito dahil meron pong case na i-discuss natin na nangyari po sa isang tao na medyo in trouble po ngayon. Okay, now once naman po kayo naka-register na po, it so happened, and I'll show you po, itong hotel na to hindi ko po alam na it existed. Pero makita nyo po, I took a self-video of this particular hotel. I highly suggest this hotel. Sadly, I don't have a video of the facade, and as I walk into the room, pakikita ko po sa inyo yung video ng kwarto para maintindihan nyo po why I'm so happy, and this is one of those hotel na dapat po you take advantage of. This is Hotel H2O. Hotel H2O. H2O Hotel. Okay? And the beauty of that, ayan po, pinapakita namin as we speak, it is overlooking the Manila Bay. And as we all know, Manila Bay has the best sunset po. So ito po, it so happened, it's a one-bedroom room po na na-assign po sa akin. At nakita nyo po, at ang kanyang shower, which is very important, especially sa mga travelers, ano po siya, rainwater po. Parang yung shower head po niya, para po kayo naliligo sa ulan. So it's very upscale, it's very modern, it's very clean. Ayan po, as you get out of the common bathroom, yan po ang bubulaga sa inyo. It's the beauty of that Manila Bay. Tapos ayan po, nakikita yung workstation po where I'm doing my live right now. Ayun po yung room. At makikita nyo po as we progress, as this video is being shown, napakalinis po nitong hotel. And the reason why I'm telling you, I was not even aware of this hotel, and a good friend suggested it to me. At ito po yung, ayan, overlooking po niya ang Manila Bay. So you can just imagine po yung sunset niyan. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to take a picture or video of the sunset because po I was so tired and I have to take rest po because of the travel. Ayan, from that point po, ayan naman po yung visual. So as long as you go into the room, makita nyo po, this is such a beautiful modern hotel. So nakita nyo, at tapos yung sofa po na yon, yung parang light, sea blue, it's a sofa bed pa po. Okay, tapos ayan po, ito po yung kwarto. And if you look at that, overlooking rin po, ang view nyo is the Manila Hotel o Manila Bay. Okay, so imagine po, if you don't put the blinds, matutulog kayo as parang close to panoramic na po ang makikita ng view. Tapos ito yung isa, I was very impressed. Within that room, there is a master's bathroom po. Pero ang kakaiba po nito, of course, it has your typical two television flat screen, one in your bedroom and one outside. Okay? Then as you go into this master's bathroom, makita niyo po yan, meron po siyang bathtub na talagang so so modern. Ayan. Super nice. So if you want to relax after a long journey, this is a very welcoming po. Ayan, Hotel H2O. And ang somebody's texting me, saan located? Would you believe this is located right beside Rizal Memorial, yung po sa Luneta, Quirino Grandstand. Okay, Quirino Grandstand, yung sa Luneta. Ang address po nila is Ermita, Manila. Yan. So, napakalinis po ng hotel. Highly, highly recommended. You go into the website, it's H2O Hotel or Hotel H2O. Okay? Ang general manager po nila ay si Christian Borromeo, and he did a fantastic job kasi po he's very welcoming, and including the staff, sila Froilan as well as Jerome. Yun po yung mga na-encounter ng staff, at least by 2 days kasi pangalawang po ito. And they really made sure na you are comfortable. So what I'm showing to you is the room, and the reason being is kung makukulong po kayo or maku-quarantine kayo for 6 days, I think ito po yung isa-suggest ko sa inyo. Make sure you have a good view, kasi po kung hindi, nakakabato siguro kapag wala kang nakikita kung hindi wall o a little garden. Ito po talaga, it is so relaxing, nakakaalis po ng stress, especially if you will be there for the next 6 days. So, napakaganda po ng experience ko for the second 2 days. Now, yung one person asked, kamusta naman yung pagkain? I'll show you the food so far kasi majority tulog po ako, so hindi ako nakakain. Pero yung breakfast po kahapon o yung lunch kahapon, ito po, pakita natin yung it's a very simple meal. So you have a cup of rice, tapos meron pong vegetable, at meron pong either fish or chicken. Yung dalawa pa lang po yung nakain ko kasi nga I'm always sleeping So yun po. That being said, okay, now ito na yung very controversial naman na nangyari at pinag-uusapan, nag-viral po itong tao na ito. Dali lang po kasi marami nagbibigay ng message sa atin. Baka may mga tanong sila. Okay? Hold on. Sabi po nila, so nagandahan sila sa hotel. Okay? Tapos sabi si Oliver Carnay, sabi niya, did you have to reserve your hotel prior to flying to Manila? Oliver, he's watching from Los Angeles. Oliver, yes, you have to have your hotel reservation or any hotel reserved first before you fly to Manila, simply because itatanong yan. Like, I think you missed the first part of this video or this live show. Yun ang isa sa mga itatanong ng sa check-in counter ng airlines. Yun yung QR code mo, tapos yung hotel reservation mo na booked, confirmed, at saka yung PR negative test result mo 72 hours prior to departure. Okay? Tapos ano pa? Si Larry Lontok is watching from Houston, California. So Oliver, yes, to answer your question, yes, kailangan may reservation ka kasi nga sa airport pa lang sa LAX, itatanong na nila, they'll be asking for that confirmation either printed or on your phone. Okay, now ito na yung very controversial kasi when I got here, medyo mahigpit na yung mga hotel. So ito yung nangyari. Okay, I'll just give you a little background. She is na-identify naman siya, so it's not like it's a hearsay. You could Google that, or you could go to your YouTube. Meron na siyang moniker. She's being called now kasi viral nga yung nangyari. this particular person arrived December 22 dito sa Philippines, a passenger or she's visiting from the United States. Okay? Ang kwento pa, of course, hindi ko pa na-verify, but I'll give you an update. She is from California. Tapos, nag-check-in siya sa isang hotel. Ang hotel ay sa Makati, and they're in trouble as well. Kasi nga, ang nangyari ay siya ay tumakas o na hindi, nagpa-check-in siya ng quarantine sa hotel, pero hindi siya nagstay. So, ang hotel na check-in sa kanya ay Balabagan Hotel sa Makati. Okay? I'll spell that for you. So, another investigation siya ngayon, itong babae na to, simply because yun yung ginawa niyang pag-ano ng protocol. So, it's Barjaya, Barjaya Hotel in Makati. So, ang nangyari, she checked in, obviously she arrived December 22. The following day, 23, nag-party na ang si girl, ang pangalan niya, na-identify na siya as Gwyneth Chua. Okay? Gwyneth Chua. So nag-party siya sa Poblacion. Poblacion is a place in Makati where yung mga yappies, mga nagpa-party. So some of her friends pick her up at the Barjaya Hotel the 23rd, meaning the day after she arrived, at nag-party na siya doon. Okay? So now, at ang nangyari, so dapat nakabook siya until kung 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 siya ma-release. Okay? Or 27 kasi nga ang count kasi is on the day na dumating ka o nag-checking ka. So the first day was 22nd, so that's one day, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, on the 5th day niya, bumalik siya sa hotel para magpa-swab. Nung na-swab siya, lumabas ang result niya the following day. On the 27th of December, positive si ate. Positive pala siya kay sa COVID. At ang masakit, yung mga nag-party with her, they tested positive also. So ngayon, nagkagulo ngayon, bali, syempre, nagagalit ang Department of Tourism as well as Board of Quarantine kung paano nakalabas siya sa hotel na quarantine hotel na designated. Ang masakit kasi itong si Gwyneth Chua, not only na hindi siya nag-quarantine, dumating siya ng December 22, 23rd, nag-party, nag-TikTok pa siya. Pinost niya sa TikTok and she was kind of telling people na hindi siya nagpo-quarantine. For some reason, I'm trying to look for that TikTok, pero ang kwento sa akin, parang lahat ng social media, parang deactivate niya. Kasi ang posting niya, parang, ang sabi sa akin ng mga nakapanood, she was even bragging na meron siya kilala sa hotel, hindi siya kailangan mag-quarantine. Ang masakit talaga nag-party at on top of that, pinost pa niya sa social media about that, yung ginawa niya. So ngayon, where it stand, ang Department of Tourism is looking for, or investigating rather, na break yung protocol, sino naglabas sa kanya at paano siya nakalabas dun sa hotel. May mga penalty ngayon silang ipapataw sa kanya based on what happened. Kasi nga, that's the reason why the Department of Health is very insistent on this quarantine because of the spread nga. Right now, as of today, just to let you know, the NCR in Metro Manila was raised kasi level 2 na nung dumating ako eh. Ngayon, level 3 na naman. So, kasi tumaas ang incident ng COVID. So, what they're saying is, people, please practice protocol. As much as possible, huwag makipag-party, especially yung mga, yung 6 feet apart, mag-mask, tapos mag-alcohol. Yung nangyari sa kanya, honestly, it gives us a bad name, especially yung mga people from the US na coming na nga, parang kasi I was talking to a friend on the phone kasi nga I was trying to get some information regarding this case. Sabi niya, ang problema kasi mas majority dyan sa inyong mga balikbayan, especially people coming from the States, masyado kayong feeling entitled. Meaning, parang walang rules. So please, tapos siyempre, California pa, and I'm from California. So parang it gives us a bad name, especially this particular person. So na-single out siya simply because na-booking siya dahil nag-post siya sa media. Nag-post siya sa social media niya sa TikTok. And it was kind of bragging. It was kind of braggadocio. So yun ang, of course, we're not saying na we're waiting. Ako, personally, I'm waiting also what took place. Na-identify na siya at she is like a viral famous person na if you could Google her, makita mo yung face niya, yung mga pictures niya kasi alam mo naman sa social media ngayon ang bilis-bilis mag-grab ang mga kahit i-down mo ang iyong yung internet or social media, makikita somebody must have uploaded those pictures already. That's why I requested, although pwedeng mag-tape kami today for this particular show, but I told the owner, si Johan, that I rather go live para ma-dispel ko yung mga fake news about masyadong mahigpit sa airport. Mahigpit lang po kapag hindi nyo sinunod yung mga requirements. At masyadong matagal. Matagal lang po, it will take time if you are not prepared to fly. Okay? At inefficient po yung mga tao, hindi po totoo yun kasi they're trying to make your life easier and it will only happen if you come with all your papers, with all the requirements, and you are ready and prepared to present that to them. Other than that, it is their job to make sure that before you get into any of these flights na kumpleto po because those are protocols that are required by the Philippine government. So out of respect, gawin niyo po what is necessary. Okay, so to summarize po, one, it's important you do the One Health Pass. Okay, you could go to your website, pwede na po kayo mag-register. You will only be allowed to register 3 days before your arrival. Not your departure, arrival po. So hindi ka po pwedeng magpa-register bigla kung ang arrival date nyo po ay not within that 3 days. Okay? Second, you have to have your PCR negative test 72 hours prior to your departure from any port, okay, in the United States. So nakita nyo po yung difference para hindi kayo ma-confuse. Yung One Health Pass, based po yon sa arrival. Kailan kayo mag-a-arrive? 3 days prior, kailan naka-register na kayo. If hindi nyo po nagawa yon, you could still do it at the airport. Yun nga lang po, medyo mahaba yung questions at may mga tanong po na kayo lang ang makakaalam. At secured naman po siya because it's really encrypted. Now, yung naman pong PCR test na negative po dapat needs to be done 72 hours prior to your departure. Hindi arrival, pero departure. Those are the two things po. Ang third thing na kailangan po i-present nyo, yun po, at kinwestiyon nga po ni Oliver kanina, kung kailangan meron ng booking sa isang designated hotel. Yes po, kailangan yon. Ang third po, ang pang-apat po na itatanong sa inyo, especially if you're using not a Philippine passport or a foreign passport, kailangan po, you were former Filipino, second, or you have a birth certificate authenticated by National Statistic Office, at kung medyo older na po yun, kahit po yung Philippine Statistic Office, PSO or NSO, accepted po yun, or meron po kayong passport na either current Philippine passport or kahit expired Philippine passport. And the reason po dito ay nagpapatunay po itong tatlong end of these instruments or documents na kayo po ay former Filipinos. Okay? Kasi yun lang po ang allowed to travel right now. Filipinos or former Filipinos. Now, clear ko po, yung mga foreigners po na hindi former Filipinos or once been a Filipino, pwede po mag-travel. Ang requirement po, you need to have a Philippine visas. Remember yung mga nag-migrate po sa United States, you have to have a visa or yung magtuturist ka. Parang ganun po, reverse. Kailangan po mag-apply kayo sa Philippine Embassy, wherever the closest you have, for a visa to travel to the Philippines. At yung protocol po niyan will take care of that or we talk about it next time po tayo mag-live para makuha po natin. I will try to guess one of the Consul General in the United States para maklaro po yung mga procedure po on how they could avail, especially foreigners who could avail of a tourist visa to the Philippines. Okay? Now, ano pa? Oh, Teo, maraming tanong. Parang maraming tanong tung si Oliver at may mga comments siya. Basahin natin isa-isa. Si Raymond Richie. Hi Raymond, he's good. He's flight attendant. I don't know where he is right now, but I believe he's based in San Francisco. Amazing voice, you guys. Try to find him on YouTube. It's Raymond, Raymond, Richie, Ritchie. Nag-guest ko na po rin siya once dito sa ating munting show. And try to listen to him. And if you could find him on Facebook, please do so. He's one of amazing. Okay. Ang sabi ni Oliver Carney, sabi niya, parang malaking scam lang yung mag-hotel for quarantine. Pinakikita lang ba ng gobyerno at hotel owners? Pinagkakakitaan lang ba yang ng gobyerno at hotel owners? Sino ba ang magmo-monitor na sumusunod talaga ang tao sa protocol? Taga-hotel din ba o hiwalay na sangay ng gobyerno? Good question, Oliver. Okay. Firstly, actually maraming nagsasabi nga na, scam lang yan. Actually, ito yun ang yung task force na interagency health agency, parang task force, interagency task force, IATF. Sila yung nagbigay ng protocol na yan. It's based kasi on scientific study na yung incubation period, I think na-tackle na natin before. Sometimes kasi in the past, especially last year, the swab is being done in the airport. Tapos once you get a negative result, alis ka na, pwede ka nang Ngayon kasi they found out na it takes at least 5 days yung incubation nung kung may nakuha ka na virus, kahit na nag-negative ka yung sa PCR test mo of your current country of origin. In the travel time, kasi nga, di ba, nasa plane ka, there's a possibility of contamination. Pag nagdating mo sa Philippines, it takes 5 days para talaga mag-fully develop kung meron kang virus. Okay? So, parang i-dispel natin, hindi siya scam kasi nga, this is based on scientific results, based on cases na na-gather nila or na-collect nila. Now, yun din ang sinasabi nila, Oliver, in the past, kung pinagkakatiwala ng gobyerno at ng hotel owners. As we all know, hindi naman secret na that has been an issue. Akala talaga ng mga tao, kasi yung mga hotel owners nalugi sila because there was a time na hindi nga walang tourism. I don't think naman ako personally na it was intended or it was intentional. Kasi para lang talaga siguro, kaya hindi naman lahat ng hotel are designated. At meron namang more expensive, meron namang medial, meron namang mura rin na mga parang affordable hotels. Talagang for everyone's safety, it is important talaga na these rules are followed to the highest level. Okay, now, ito yung magandang tanong mo. Sino ba ang nagmo-monitor na sumusunod talaga ang tao sa protocol? Alam mo, ang higpit nila talaga, both yung Department of Health especially now yung mga nangyaring ganyan, umiikot talaga sila at nag-spot check sila kung talaga yung tao ay naandyan sa mga rooms nila. Tapos secondly, yung alam mo ba ngayon talagang minomonitor talaga nila, talagang chine-check nila. I want to know that kasi even after I checked in, ihahatid ka talaga na unlike dati, di ba, you request for a porter, ito talaga, sasamahan ka talaga to check into your room. Talagang hindi porter, yung talagang, tapos at the end of the day pa, meron pa talagang umiikot na mga health officers to make sure, lalo nang humigpit because of the Gwyneth Chua's incident, yung nangyari sa kanya, lalo siyang mas mahigpit. So we are on the second day, I'm on the second day, so I will keep you updated or abreast sa mga development. Pero mas mahigpit sila ngayon simply because of that. Kasi kung nangyari yan sa Makati, they're telling people that there's a possibility of it would be happening to other areas as well. Okay? Tapos may dagdag pa siya. May narinig, sabi ni Oliver, may narinig ako na may mga hotel policy daw na pwedeng kamag-anak magpadala ng toiletries pero bawal pagkain. Kailangan sa resto ng hotel bumili. Totoo ba to? Alam mo, Oliver, ito tatanong ko rin ha, kasi hindi ko pa sure kung pwede. Kasi sa food naman nung binibigay nila, it's a decent food naman. Joke ko nga, siguro. Pero pwede ka, like in your first question, pwede namang talagang umorder. Meron silang restaurant that you order. At it's so minimal yung price. It's so very siguro depende rin sa hotel, Oliver. Pero yung food naman na inaano nila mga $5 gano'n, tapos yung mga ibang mga nasa I would say $6-7 meal. Pero depende kasi if you're a heavy eater, I will ask that question. That's a good question. I'll ask kung allowed na outside food. But definitely no visitors allowed to visit you and you cannot really go out, in and out of the hotel. Bawal yun. Until, of course, you get your negative results after the swab test on the 5th day. Okay? Any other questions? O mga kailingan? So, this is good kasi nga naman natin ginawa itong munting ating program, alam mo ba, is for us to know better. And I think, eto, sabi pa ni Oliver, thank you sa habang nasa hotel ka, hindi pwedeng umorder ng Jollibee. Oliver, that's a good question. Yeah, tuloy ako nag-isip tuloy ako na order yata ako ng Chicken Joy. Kaya tanong ko, tapos bigyan kita ng update either to text at pag nag-live ako tomorrow for Dear Kuya Josh, Ate Jen, babalikan ko yan yung tanong mo. So kung may mga tanong pa po kayo, yung mga nanonood sa atin at manonood, please feel free to text or to put it on the message or comment section and I will definitely answer that and find the answers for you. Kasi po right now, this is an opportune time, very timely, na isa ako sa mga nag-travel firsthand to dispel some of the myth and also to tell you the facts that what's going on. Kasi unlike in the past po, hearsay lang. Kwento, kaibigan ng kaibigan. This time, ako po yung parang guinea pig na nangyayari right now as we speak. So again, look for a hotel na magiging comfortable ka. In this case, ako personally, I highly recommend Hotel H2O or H2O Hotel. It is by Luneta. Katabi po siya ng Quirino Grandstand. At very accommodating po yung mga staff. At ang ganda-ganda po ng view kasi it's overlooking. So it gives you that relaxing feeling kasi nga it's overlooking Manila Bay. Those people po that will be watching it later, feel free to put your comments and suggestions po on mga things that you still want to know about the quarantine and what's happening with the travel. Okay, ito pa. Sabi ni Oliver Carney, talagang si Oliver talagang busy. I much appreciated, Oli. Pagbalik mo ng US, kailangan mo din bang mag-COVID test at wala ng quarantine? Ito alam ko yan. Right now, Oli, kunyari, babalik ako say tomorrow, di ba? O sige, say in 1 week, kunyari, babalik na ako US. Ang requirement ng US, hindi Philippine, US, ang requirement, 72 hours before you take your flight back to United States, you have to have a PCR test na negative result. Okay? Meaning 72 hours before your departure, you need to get a PCR test at kailangan negative result. Now, ito yung medyo sad. Dito, yung PCR test may charge. It could go between 1,500 pesos up to 4,000 pesos. Okay, kung gusto mong mabilisan yung labas ng result, it takes mga siyempre, meron silang parang convenience fee, parang 4,000 yung pinakamahal na nakita ko. Pero within 24 to 48 hours of wait time before you get your result, ang pinakamababang nakita ko is 1,500 pesos. Okay, why did I say na medyo sad? Because in the States, di ba, like what I said, libre lang magpa-swab test. Dito sa Philippines, may bayad ang swab test. Okay? So, yun. Now, pagdating mo, ang rule talaga, sa airport pa lang, papipirmahan ka ng document. Pag fully vaccinated ka at may PCR test ka na negative, you are technically being asked to do a self-quarantine for 5 days. Kaya ulitin ko, kapag fully vaccinated ka sa US at nag-travel ka, say like in this case, sa Philippines at nag-PCR test ka 3 days prior to your departure, you are requested or instructed to have a self-quarantine for 5 days. At it is also suggested on your 3rd day, pangatlong araw mo of arrival in the US, magpa-swab test ka to make sure na you are not positive to any virus na nakuha mo during your travel time. Okay? Now, push natin ng konti. Pag naman non-vaccinated ka, kasi may mga tao pa rin na hindi fully vaccinated, assuming na nagta-travel ka, say on a tourist visa in the United States, almost the same din yung requirement. One is a negative PCR test na within 72 hours prior to departure. Now, upon departure in the US, kailangan mag-self-quarantine for 14 days. Okay? Now, yung sinabi kong to ay protocol as of today. But you got to remember, the protocol or the rules, they do change depending on situations. So, ang maganda kasi dito sa, alam mo ba, with Jush Andowitt at sa Dear Kuya Josh Ate Jen during Sundays or Saturday nights, ina-update namin, nag-PCA kami, public service announcement ng mga bagong protocol. So please watch those. And I know the other shows of PHLV Radio is doing the same thing. Kasi importante right now, information sa atin, especially masyadong malayo tayo to be able, at ang dami-dami talagang fake news na nasasabi. So it's important na nalalaman natin sa mga yung talagang reliable sources and qualified sources na may mga napapagtanungan tayo direct from the horse's mouth instead of kaibigan ng kaibigan ng kaibigan. So, yun ang mga kaganapan right now. So, hopefully, I will keep you guys abreast sa mga kaganapan sa nangyayari dito sa quarantine para malaman natin ang talagang totoo, kung ano talaga ang ganap. Okay? Tapos, eto pa. Si Darwin Bayoneto was watching from Batangas. Hi, Josh. Kamusta ka na? Happy New Year. Bless you. Thank you, Darwin. Si Oliver Carnate, dagdag pa niya, paano kung nag-zero positive ka sa test tapos kailangan mo pang ipamove ang flight mo with extra fee, ha? Kaloka, sabi niya. Yun nga lang. Yes, Oliver, at nangyari na to sa kaibigan ko. Meaning, nakaschedule siya on a Friday. On a Wednesday, nagpa-swab test siya dito sa Philippines. Tapos, merong something came up, kailangan i-move ngayon ng Monday, so hindi siya nag-fly. Hindi tatanggapin yung last test niya, so kailangan swab ulit. Bayad ulit siya. Yun ang sad about that. Okay? Sabi ni Oliver, kailangan yata ang ticket mo at open return. May good side and bad side kasi uh, mas makakamukha kasi kung based on experience, Oliver, mas nakakamura ka kapag hindi open-ended yung return flight. Kasi kumbaga, depende sa departure date mo na binili mo at sa return mo, may makakamura ka eh. Kasi yung open date mas mahal. Okay? Yun ang experience ko. Of course, uh, uh, yung sa mga nakikinig o makikinig pa, please let us know kung meron kayong ibang experience other than that. Okay? So, ang bilis ng oras natin, ha? Naka-isang oras na rin tayo and hopefully nabigyan liwanag and we were able, or I was able to clear some of the issues and the myth and we were able to give you the facts, first-hand information po, simply because it is me who has been traveling and right now I am in quarantine mode for the next second day ko na to. So the next 4 more days. So with that, again, those people across the globe, magandang tanghali, magandang umaga, magandang gabi, maligayang bagong taon sa atin and I wish and I pray sana matapos na itong pandemya na to in 2022. So much challenges in the past years, 2021, 2020. It's just amazing kung the mere fact po that we are still here and for those people who didn't make it, again, my prayers and sympathy to those and condolences to those people talaga na 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 na-experience ito. Also, those people who suffered also and is suffering because of the Typhoon Odette na nangyari sa Cebu, Bohol, Siargao. Let's keep them in our prayers. Pero ang hiling ko po and my wish for everyone or to everyone is to pray for them. For everyone naman, it's a phenomenal, safe, productive, lucrative, blessed 2022. And before I close the show, just like when I close every show, I always tell people to please be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness, and any act of kindness that you do to others, I practically guarantee you it would have a way of going back to you. And that being said, maraming salamat po for tuning in. Those people who are be watching this, you guys are amazing. Thank you for continuously supporting not only these shows, but all the shows of PHLV. With that, maligayang Pasko po sa inyo at manigong bagong taon. Happy New Year, everybody! Happy 2022! Looking forward to that. Maligayang bagong taon sa ating lahat. Keep safe, everyone, and I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, I'll see you tomorrow for Dear Kuya Josh, Ate Jen, and hopefully everything will be much better than 2021. Yoo-hoo! Bye-bye!